a lot of way to retrofit their houses to decrease the vulnerability of those structures. One other key element is so as I mentioned, we did socio-economical vulnerability questions. So when we look at increased socio-economic households, those rates are more important. So for example, we have one for vulnerable household living in timber houses, this rate reached 100%. And finally, I will finalize the results of the survey with a good news, like all the slab roof we found were not highly vulnerable. So it's a good improvement. Yeah. So I mentioned a lot of time retrofitting, so now we'll just try to, sorry. I will try to explain a bit what do we mean by retrofit. So retrofit is not a new construction. It's really about like starting from an existing site. It's also not a repair, where repair you will just go back to the normal before the disaster, the normal condition before the disaster. The idea of retrofitting is to to strengthen the structure to be able to resist to natural disaster. Why we should do retrofit? The first reason is purely economic, because it's highly cost effective to retrofit a house rather than building new. Build Change has a lot of experience of a retrofitting program across the world, and we found out that it costs a quarter of what costs a new construction. It's also saving a lot of embodied carbon, basically because you are using less materials. So we can avoid 2/3 of the embodied carbon of a new construction by retrofitting existing building stock. And specifically about Dominica, with the World Bank, we did a cost analysis survey study in 2023, and we found out that in general, for each dollar invested in retrofitting techniques for cyclonic resistant houses, we can save up to $4 in damage and repair avoid. So this rate varies depending on the typology of houses, but in all cases of the typology, it's always worth to retrofit before a disaster than after. Can continue. So as part of this project, we take the survey data and we develop a series of technical guidance. So Dominica has already a very great guide to housing standards for new construction mainly, and the idea was to extend and complement those guidance specifically tailored for improving existing house. So Honorable Minister Mrs. Skerrit will launch the awareness manual. That is the first of the 3 technical guidance we will do under this project. But in the coming months, we will have a strengthening manual for houses and a supervision manual. So, more technically speaking, I will give you like 4 examples of vulnerability we saw during our survey, and what are the solutions for that. So the first problem we saw was the dimension of the rafter that was not size enough to sustain high winds. So a lot of 2x4, for example, or 2x6, but spaced too far from the other. So a solution for that, instead of doing a new roof, is to sister the existing rafter with another 2x6 rafter that you will nail to the existing rafter. And this will really enhance the resistance of the rafters. A second problem we found out in a lot of houses is the absence or a bad quality connection between the walls and the timber structure. So as you may know, this is really important to have a roof well connected to your masonry and your ring beam. So a way to improve this connection is to add a horizontal rafter we call ledger that you will anchor bolt to the ring beam, so it's well connected to the ring beam. And after you're adding hurricane clips to connect all the timber structural elements to the ledger and then to the wall. So this is really reducing and improving the connection between the roof and the walls. Another problem we found, is a bad connection between the ridge, so the line element on the summit of the roof, and the rafters. Like sometimes you don't have hurricane clips, so the connection is not good. A good way to increase these connections and to minimize the tension you will have on the ridge is to add a collar tie. So what is a collar tie? It's a horizontal element that will connect the two sides of the rafters. And this helps to the connection at the ridge. And the last solution, and like the last problem we saw in a lot of houses is the CGI, the roof sheets that may be too thin or corroded or not enough screws. So in those awareness manual, you have some guidance to how to replace it and what are the specifications you need to have. So you have to have a thick CGI, 24 gauge minimum, and enough screws to be sure that the CGI is not lying in case of cyclonic events. Next. Yeah, I would like to now extend our sincere thanks to all of the 527 homeowners who welcomed the survey team into their home and allow us to take all those precious information that allow us now to find the best solution adapted to Dominica. I would like to also thank, of course, the survey team and the Mrs. Tracy Peltier coordination, excellent coordination, that makes the work possible. Yes, next please. And now I think it's we had all those data, we finalized the survey, so it's important to take a moment to call for actions. So what's next? We have a lot of data now. You can use it for retrofitting your home, and yeah, I think it's one of the objectives to this fair is to start it. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, let me know. I will be around at the fair.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paya. We have taken note of your findings and your recommendations, and we'll certainly seek to incorporate those in our resilient building efforts. Of course, please convey our thanks to your team at Build a Change for their collaboration in strengthening housing resilience in Dominica. Next, we are pleased to hear from the Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre. He is the Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience, and Social Security. Please welcome Honorable Dr. McIntyre.
Thank you very much, Dion. Let me first recognize Honorable Melissa Poppon-Skerritt, our Minister for Housing and Urban Development, other honorable members of Cabinet. Honorable Dennis Charles is here with us today. Honorable Shakira Lockett-Hippolyte is here today. Your Worship Sandra Omin-Roy, Mayor of Roseau, Mr. Reginald Sevre, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Ms. Lisa Valmore, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Pierre Paya, Project Engineer, Build Change, Ms. Tracy Peltier, Project Coordinator, Pastor Samuel Augustine, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to all gathered here today. It is a pleasure to be here for the opening of the first Resilient Housing Fair, an initiative I hope will bring a regular feature given the importance of safe and sustainable building practices. This event is yet another example of our government's commitment to ensure that every Dominican has access to housing that is secure and dignified and designed to support resilient, future-ready communities. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, and best wishes for a successful event. Let me begin by extending commendations to the Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Melissa Popon-Skerrit, and her dedicated team at the Ministry. Through this vision, hard work, and a deep concern for well-being of our people, they continue to advance a bold housing agenda that leaves no one behind. I wish also to thank Bill Change, the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure, and Mr. Pierre Paya, who has walked us through the important work done to assess the safety of our homes on island and provide solutions for building stronger and better. This Resilient Housing Fair is not a standalone event. It is part of a wider national strategy that reflects the government's determination to ensure that every Dominican has access to a safe and secure home, one that can stand up to the harsh realities of our changing climate. And so it seems to me that the objectives of this fair are clear and timely: to educate homeowners and builders on how to strengthen homes through smarter designs, improved building materials, and compliance with resilient building standards, and to empower citizens to take action, equipping them with the tools, technical support, and information needed to build safer homes and communities. It is my hope that the Homeowners Awareness Manual, being launched today, and the forthcoming Technical and Supervision Manual will become a household companion, especially as we move deeper into this era of intensified storms and environmental risks. The tips on retrofitting techniques, proper maintenance, land stability, drainage, and hazard awareness are extremely timely in these times. Ladies and gentlemen, our pursuit of resilience did not begin in a vacuum. In 2017, Hurricane Maria ravaged our island, flattening over 90% of our building stock and devastating thousands of families. That event, seared into our collective memory, was a turning point. It forced us to confront the realities of our changing climate and take urgent measures to protect our country and our people. Since then, this government has prioritized resilience across all sectors, from our health system to our road infrastructure, to the way we manage our water resource, to fiscal resilience. But perhaps nowhere is the need for resilience more visible and more urgent than in the housing sector. Housing is about more than shelter, though. It is a basic need of every person. Proper housing is a foundation for stability. It impacts education, productivity, mental health, and economic opportunities. When families feel safe in their homes, they thrive. And when homes are strong, communities become resilient. This is why we have invested in the construction of thousands of climate-resilient homes, built to withstand the hardest conditions across urban and rural Dominica. We have updated building codes, facilitated land title access, and partnered with organizations like the World Bank and now Bill Change to strengthen technical capacity. But I believe that government cannot and should not do it alone. Resilience is not something we simply build around people. It is something we must build in conjunction with our people. We need every homeowner, every contractor, and every young professional in construction to take responsibility, to embrace new standards, and to lead by example. As we approach the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, let us use this fear as a moment to reflect on how far we've come and how much more we have to do. The projections from forecasters show an above normal hurricane activity in the Atlantic basin this year. Therefore, this is not a time for complacency. We must act with urgency. We must prepare our homes, clear our drains, secure our documents, and importantly, we must educate ourselves and our children about the importance of building with resilience in mind. I urge you to make full use of this fair. Speak to the experts, walk through the exhibits, learn about new technologies, explore financing options, take home information that could one day save your life or the lives of your loved ones. Dominica has been recognized across the region and beyond for its leadership in climate resilience. But this recognition must be matched by action at every level of development. Let us be the generation that refused to build the same way after every disaster. Let us be the generation that broke the cycle of vulnerability. Let us be the generation that transformed our buildings and also our mindsets, policies, and systems to build a stronger, safer Dominica. I also wish to commend Honorable Poppins-Skerrit on the launch of the 2 additional initiatives this morning. The Paint the Town, which is intended to enhance and beautify building exteriors, and the Urban Garden Venture, which aims to transform vacant lots into more attractive green spaces within our city. I look forward to the results of these interventions. In closing, I once again congratulate the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development on this important initiative. I thank our development partners, private sector stakeholders, and exhibitors for their collaboration. May God bless each of you, and may He continue to bless the Commonwealth of Dominica. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Acting Prime Minister, for your remarks and for underscoring the vastness of this government's effort to strengthen resilience in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria and the subsequent weather events. Thank you so much. And now we invite the Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Melissa Poppins-Skerrit, to return to the podium to officially launch the 3 initiatives on our program today. She's so eager to do so, I'm just gonna hand over to her.
Good morning again. So right now I am very pleased to officially announce the publication of the Homeowners Manual on Resilient Housing. Oops. And to encourage everyone to take this information home and share with your family, your friends, and your neighbors, all those who have vulnerable homes in Dominica. And at this moment, I would like to ring the cleanup bell and call Team Mel to the front. Team Mel, I want everybody to see you. There's my team, Mel. That's it, you can just stand here. This team is led by the coordinator of our urban development, Mr. Samuel Augustine. And I really want to commend these guys. And the reason is, it's very difficult to find people to do their job in Roseau. And I was very happy when they agreed to come on board and join. The fact is, I'm really looking for more teams for Roseau Central who can do this type of work. I'm scoring all of Roseau. The fact is, some people don't want to do these jobs, but they're just as important because they play a critical aspect, a critical part of keeping our city clean. And as you know, we have some challenges with that. But I have been trying my best to find people to expand on my team. I need about 3 other teams in Roseau with about 10 people each. When I was desperate before, I had to ask for NEPs in other constituencies to come to the city to do this job. But they have their work to do as well. And so I'm putting this out there. This is a challenge for me in the city, but the cleanliness of the city is everybody's business. And I am looking to expand and help these guys. Men, women, wherever you are, come to my office. We are ready to employ you. I have been asking for a while, and I'm putting this out there publicly now. If anybody is willing to come and join our wonderful team, who are very excited and motivated, they're not just cleaning the city, you know. They're painting, they're doing the odd jobs, they're clearing our abandoned lots, they're doing our urban gardens. And of course, I'm going to add it to the list of different areas that we have to continue elevating and beautifying in the city, planting as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to my team, thank you. I know you're on your way to starting the first 2 homes in River Street. So thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, pass and see what they're doing. They're excellent at their job. They're working on the job. They are actually learning on the job as well and building their skills. So we're building the skill set of our people as well. Thank you, and see you guys on the streets.
Thank you, Honorable Scarrett. Of course, we congratulate you always on the passion and commitment with which you lead both the Ministry of Housing and the City of Roseau as the parliamentary representative. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we're winding down the formal part of our program, and so to express appreciation to all who made this event possible, please welcome Ms. Tracy Peltier. She is the project coordinator for all of this, and she will deliver a vote of thanks.
Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Development, Climate Resilience and Social Security. Honorable Melissa Popon-Skerrit, Minister for Housing and Urban Development. Other honorable cabinet members, Your Worship Sandra Ermine-Rouillet, Mayor of Roseau, Mr. Reginald Sevre, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Other permanent secretaries, Mr. Pierre Paya, Project Engineer of Bill Change, Pastor Samuel Augustine, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to extend heartfelt thanks on behalf of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to all who contributed to today's Resilient Housing Fair. First, to our distinguished speakers, thank you for your leadership and for championing the cause of resilient housing in Dominica. Your commitment to building a stronger, safer, and more climate resilient nation is deeply appreciated by the Dominican people. We are grateful to Pastor Samuel Augustine for opening the ceremony with prayer and inspiration. To the Mayor of Roseau, thank you for your warm welcome and for your continued partnership as we work to enhance our capital. Special thanks to Ms. Louise Fawkes and the team from Bill Change for your invaluable collaboration, research, and technical contributions, especially in supporting our National Housing Survey and the development of the Retrofit Manual that we proudly launched today. We thank Mr. Pierre Paya for being with us in person to share insights on the Housing Survey and for his recommendations. To our vocalist, Shanice, thank you for blessing us with your talent. and adding your voice to this event. We also recognize the hard work of our technical teams from the Housing Division, Physical Planning Division, GIS Unit, and the Urban Development Unit for your dedication. To all exhibitors, service providers, and stakeholders in the private sector, thank you for showcasing innovative solutions and services that will help to strengthen our nation's housing sector. Your participation will truly brings this fair to life. A special thank you to the organizing team for your behind-the-scenes work in bringing this event to fruition. Finally, thank you to all media partners and our social media influencers for sharing today's activities with the Dominican audience. Thank you everyone for coming, and enjoy the remainder of the fair.
To Tracy for delivering vote of thanks and also for coordinating behind the scenes along with Pierre Severin and the others of you, Miss Louise from the Ministry of Housing. This brings our formal opening ceremony to a close. However, we now invite you to join us for a walkthrough of the exhibits and displays, and then you will join us later for light refreshments. So we invite the members of the head table or dignitaries to go in this direction, and you will be escorted accordingly. Members of the media, of course, please join us also. Thank you everyone for coming. Good morning.
Jasmine, I miss you, Jasmine. Jasmine, I didn't. Jasmine. Jasmine, if I knew. We have the Jasmine. Good morning. You'll be my this time? You'll be my Right there. I just see how much you do. The manager didn't know that.
Scenario of the drastically increased the amount of monthly mortgage payments. I was speaking to somebody and it was $500. Additional $500 just because the insurance company brings their rates. The bank calculates this, the bank negotiates on the back of you have your what is it's developed right now and it's a shock to you because all of a sudden your mortgage is $500 more monthly. Yes, we negotiate our rates. I have a lot of on the island. So even though it's high right now, not all time, but so much
cooperative trade unions, farmers, we have a housing component. Not really.
No, we don't have a farmers insurance. That's a very good suggestion. That I mentioned that. That's probably something we can look into. Thank you very much.
So you okay?
Yes, yes. So you have different rates?
Yes, I do.
The rates are higher. It's a 5% over there.
Then we have a 4.5%. It's up for different needs of the and this is also a mortgage of 4.5%. Various strokes for different folks. That fit their needs. So we are able to be flexible and help out our members in various ways.
Depending on what they can afford. For the low income. This one is the low income mortgage, 4.5%. That's really good.
And it comes with a pre-approved plan. So it helps the member in regards to going back and forth in planning and so on. So we assist the member to that point.
Okay.